So, like, the first question we have is, like, do you come here, like, now just to work and then, like, leave? Or do you, like, come here during the summer, use the park, like, maybe bring your dog or some friends, throw the disc around?
Well, I actually work at the restaurant here, and I also work at the beer garden across the way. So the beer garden is a great place to, it's a great place to work and meet people, and then kind of just, I would sometimes stay after my shift and just hang out in the park, because it's a nice area and have a couple beers.
Cool.
So I also use the bike trail alongside here frequently.
Oak Leaf Trail.
So yeah, so it's a good meeting place too, because it's pretty accessible for that.
So, seeing as you use the park, like, after hours a little bit, do you think, so, like, the only access to the park is those two little tunnels over there?
Yeah.
Like, the the one pedestrian and the two vehicular tunnels?
Correct.
Do you think that, like, hurts the park in the fact that, like, nobody knows about it? Or do you think it helps and, like, brings the North Woods into Milwaukee a little bit more? Do you think it benefits or hurts the park?
Yeah, no, I do think that the kind of preservation of the park's sort of seclusion is important, just because of the atmosphere it creates in the park. But I also think more accessible vehicular traffic would be kind of a lucrative thing for the restaurant and beer garden and our businesses here. Whether or not I think it would change the environment to the point where people wouldn't value it as much for kind of the nature spectacle that it is, I don't know if that would be an issue. But I think that there's ups and downs to having a big parking lot, accessibility via your car. I think it's cool because of the fact that we don't have a lot of car accessibility. A lot of our customers are actually like bike commuters, or like people who go and do like a 50-mile ride on their Saturday, and then they stop by and have a couple beers or something like that.
Cool.
So I think the accessibility through the bike trail actually plays a big role in the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you guys have?
If you could change the park to better it, how would you do that?
I mean, I guess I would make more signage a thing. I guess part of the issue with people coming to the park is, the only reason they can really get here is, or know about the park is through word of mouth. So if we had proper signage like out in the front of the park where people would see, like, okay, there's a restaurant back here, there's a beer garden here, I think that'd be important. I also think it would be really cool to have more features like down by the water, possibly seating. I guess anything where it seems like you can sort of spend time down there more easily. It's kind of, there's not much of a trail down there, so I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, something we definitely noticed on the way here is, like, on Capitol, there's like some little sign like this big, and we didn't even notice it until we were stopped next to it.
It's pretty insignificant,
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, like, also, like, the only other sign I think we saw was the one, like, right out in front by the parking. And
Yeah.
I think even Min missed it, and we've been here before, too.
Yeah, no, there's pretty minimal signage, so that would definitely be profitable.
Do you think if there was like a festival at the park, do you think
I
that'd
think a
be
festival at
exciting
the
to
park
have?
would be awesome, yeah. We do have a number of outdoor events that take place during the summer, so we'll hire bands to come and play, and then we'll put a couple tents down like in the green area and serve beer and hot dogs and brats and stuff. But I think if we did a park-wide festival where it gave the opportunity for maybe local businesses to come and set up a stand, I think that'd be a great idea. I think it would draw a lot of attention to the park and raise a lot of awareness that we're actually here. So
Yeah. So there's the three buildings. There's this one, the River Club, and then that building on the other side of that vehicular loop.
yeah, that was a storage facility. So there's actually two buildings down there in the lower part of the park. One of them is sort of just like a meeting lodge.
Okay.
That was used, I believe, for the Boy Scouts in this village of Shorewood. And then the building beyond that is a storage facility for, I believe it was used for boats originally.
Okay.
And one or the other of these facilities at some point or another they were all used, I believe, by the Boy Scouts.
Do they get much use now? or
I think that there's still storage down there, but it's mostly like restaurant supplies, more like park maintenance stuff. Its original purpose, I don't think it's used for that anymore.
okay?
I think there was at one point a lot of traffic throughout the Milwaukee River area along the shore. There were beer gardens all along it, as you guys probably know. And I think it was actually pretty accessible by boat as well as foot.
Okay.
So I think canoeing and kayaking, or however, was a pretty commonly used form of transportation up and down if you're going to come to the parks and recreate during the summer.
Okay. Do you have any other
No.
questions? Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.